Hey guys, Dustin DeMarion back to recap the final event of the Rayovac 2014 Northern Series. This one was the makeup tournament for the one at the James earlier in April that was canceled due to high water, which, believe me, it was a good idea that they canceled that tournament. I didn't see it at the time, but I understand where they're coming from. This event was crucial. I was going into the last event in first place in the points. I had a 6-point lead over the second place guy, but I had a 26 to 35 point lead over the third to fifth place people. So really all I needed to do was make a top 30-ish, as long as the guy in second place kind of did a little bit less than me, or he could do a couple spots better than me. I wasn't able to get down to practice but about a day and a half, unfortunately. I had some other commitments. I fished the Chick one day, and I fished the James River itself the other day. The James River, I never really could get anything going. We caught a couple fish, but never a consistent bite. The size of the fish on the main river was pretty good. I mean, the average fish that we caught was 2.5 pounds, which at the Chick, I mean, you catch a lot of 12 to 13-inch fish, even shorter than that too. But the Chick is usually where it's at on the James. 9 times out of 10 I've been there. The Chick has been the primary player. The Chickahominy River, for those of you who don't know the James River, it's a tributary. The first day I drew a guy from Canada. His name was Mike Nielsen, and he really felt good about this tournament. He had been on a really consistent bite, catching upper teens to 20-pound bags in practice, which I was really excited that he was going to be around some good fish. That's all I asked for in a draw, is for them to be around some good fish, and I'll try to do as much as I can with what I'm given. We started off the day, the tide was going out. I caught one really quick, thankfully. We'll get to that, but I caught about 1.5 pounds, a little bit more than 1.5 pounds on a crankbait on a grass edge. We continued to fish there, fished some other grass edges. The tide got high, we went in and fished some cypress trees, we fished some docks, fished some stuff like that. And as the tide was going back out, we hit some cover on the way back. We had a late day because we were the last flight. We hit a couple spots up in the James River, but that was the only fish we weighed all day. I caught the 1 pound, 9 ounces. I'll never forget that. I knew it was not going to be good, because there was a lot of guys chomping at the bit to win the points and just have that title. And a lot of guys during the meeting and stuff like that were talking to me and seeing how I was doing, because they were curious, you know. I kept myself in it with the one fish, so I was very grateful for that. The second day, I drew Paul Kimball from Connecticut. He had caught a limit the first day, which I was excited. Not a big limit, 7 pounds or something, which to me, if I could catch 7 pounds, that would be great. You know, I think that would be enough to make me still be able to win the points. Because the guy in second place in the points zeroed the first day. He came up to me and said, "I did you a favor." And I said, "I did you a favor too. I only caught one fish." But we went out the second day. We were going to get a little bit more of a good tide. So we went back in a creek in the Chick, started right off the bat, started catching some fish. A lot of little fish, a lot of 11-inchers, a lot of shorts. Throwing buzzbait, drop shot. I caught most of mine drop shotting that morning. I put 3 in the well pretty quick. He had one fish right off the bat, one keeper, and then he caught a nice fish a little bit later on a buzzbait. Then we went to a different tide, and things really changed. Slowed down, stopped getting bites. We left that creek, went to some other places on the main Chick, and hit some pads, and I really felt good about this pad field. We saw a lot of boats going up and down it, but I knew I had an opportunity to get a big bite in those pads, because those big ones do live in there, even if they don't show themselves. When it was a tough tournament for sure. I was throwing this little frog that they don't even make anymore, and it was a very, very subtle pop to it. So we were going down the edge of these paths towards a deeper water edge. I was popping it, and then I saw a flash come out of nowhere, engulf it, and just go down, and I reared back on him, that 66-pound Torrey braid, and just ripped him straight out of the grass. It was a beautiful, beautiful, healthy James River fish. It was about 3.5 pounder. When I caught that one, I was jacked up. I knew I only needed to catch one more fish, and I would win, pretty much assuredly. Even if I wasn't going to do great in the tournament, I would still win the points. So, nonetheless, we didn't catch. He caught one more small fish right before that, so he had 3. I had 4. I just wasn't able to catch my last fish. We started heading back to the main river towards the ramp, hit a couple spots. We hit Heron Creek. We hit up near the ramp, and just with no success. The tide wasn't exactly right up there. And I just wasn't able to get that last bite. I knew with that big bite, though, I still had a chance. Because I told my buddies if I could make top 30, at least 30th place, I would be able to still win. And that's exactly what I needed. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. Once we got back in, they had given me the Strike King leader bag in the morning, so I already had my bag. We trailered. I started filling the water from the live wells, and he opened the live well and said, "You're not going to believe this." And I said, "My fish are dead." And he said, "Yeah, I don't know how it happened." And I was pretty angry, I'm not going to lie. I think anybody would be in that situation. Throughout the day, I'd said there wasn't enough water. We filled it up, and I was trying to put rejuvenated, but there's oxygenators. I really made sure I did everything I could do in my power to help those fish. But 3 of my fish died in a shared live well, and unfortunately, those are the only fish that died. Well, not unfortunately. Fortunately, I guess, those are the only fish that died. All of them died. But for me, that kind of stunk because I had pretty much lost a pound of my weight. And I knew that was going to be the deciding factor. I just knew it. When we went into weigh in, I was just sick to my stomach, really. I was really sick to my stomach. So I was waiting in weigh-in line. There was a kid behind me, looked in my bag, so I had one good one, you know. I wasn't able to fill the limit. It's a good fish for the James. And went to weigh in and had a 7 pounds 2 ounces with 4 fish, but 3 of them were dead, so I ended up with 6.6. And I think I ended up finishing in 38th place. And the guy who's in 4th place jumped up, and he was leading the tournament. All I needed to do was finish in 32nd place or higher to beat him. I finished in 38th. Without the dead fish, I would have been in 33rd, maybe 32nd. So I would have been right kind of where I needed to be. And that just makes me sick to my stomach to even think about it. I mean, especially when it's outside your control. I mean, obviously things happen, but at that time, it's hard. It's really hard to swallow. I mean, when you're that close to winning and you've done everything you can, which I really did do everything I could do to A, keep those fish alive, and B, to catch every fish and the biggest fish that I could in the tournament. Under the circumstances, I really think I did as best as I absolutely could. It's still really disappointing not to win. I ended up in 2nd place in the points. But I still made the Rayovac Championship, so there's still a really good chance I could make the FLW Cup. All I got to do at the Rayovac Championship is be the first place guy out of the Northern Division at the tournament. I don't have to win the tournament, just have to be the highest placing guy for the Northern to get to the Cup berth. So maybe that's what's meant to be. Maybe I wasn't meant to win the Angler of the Year. Maybe it was all saved up for the FLW Tour. There's always a plan, and sometimes it's hard to see it, but I got to move on, and I'm accepting it slowly, and I'm sure it's going to sting for a while, but it'll wear off, and the next tournament I'm ready to go. That's just how fishing is. You got to be ready. I'm heading to Detroit here in a few days, film a TV show before that. We're doing a pilot episode, and really looking forward to that project. That's something I'll be releasing in a few months. But thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you back at the Detroit tournament. I'll recap that event. hopefully it's a better outcome, and hopefully I can have a chance to win. I love Great Lakes fishing. I have a lot of experience at Lake Erie, and Great Lakes smallmouth, there's nothing better. Thanks for watching, guys.